Welcome to our deep dive into the Men's Resource Center, the MRC, right here in Stanislaus County. They're doing some incredible work providing essential health and safety resources to men, and get this, completely free of charge. So today we're going to really explore how impactful these resources are, not just like in terms of cost savings, but how they're addressing these critical needs in the community. Get this, just one of the products they offer could potentially save 4 to 5 lives per week.
Yeah, that's the power of providing access, to the right resources at the right time. It's not just about handing out free stuff. It's about empowering people and potentially even saving lives, yeah?
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. Imagine you need to gather some essential health and safety items. Let's say Narcan, fentanyl testing strips, an HIV test kit, condoms, lube, a weed test kit, and just a basic first aid kit. Think about the time and effort it would take to track all that down. You'd be hitting up multiple stores, Walmart, Rite Aid, Walgreens, maybe even CVS, easy hour or two, probably more. And not to mention the cost, well over $100.
And for someone facing financial hardship or limited transportation, that kind of scavenger hunt becomes a real barrier. The MRC removes that barrier completely. They get it. Access and convenience are critical, especially when it comes to health and safety.
Yeah, it's like they created this essential shopping list for well-being, made it completely accessible. And first up on that list is Narcan, also known as naloxone. This medication reverses opioid overdoses. Can cost around $45 at a pharmacy, but at the MRC, free.
And that readily available part, it's crucial. In an overdose situation, every minute counts. Having Narcan on hand can be the difference between life and death. The MRC is literally empowering bystanders to become potential lifesavers. It's amazing.
And then next up on that list are fentanyl testing strips. Fentanyl is often laced in other drugs, right? So these strips are absolutely vital. They let people identify the presence of this incredibly dangerous substance, potentially preventing a tragic outcome. And those strips usually cost around $10.
It's wild. Fentanyl is so potent, often undetectable. But the MRC is recognizing that danger, right? And they're providing a tool that empowers people to make informed choices about their safety. It's remarkable.
And speaking of informed choices, the MRC also provides free HIV test home kits. Normally those are about $40. These kits, they provide discreet and convenient testing, removing a lot of the stigma and fear that often prevents people from getting tested.
Early detection is key. And the MRC is creating an environment that encourages people to prioritize their sexual health without judgment or hassle. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. And they also offer condoms and lube for safe sexual practices.
Right.
Which, that can cost around $10. It's all about promoting responsible behavior, reducing the risk of STIs.
It's a reminder that basic preventative measures can have a huge impact on long-term health.
And then there's the weed test kit, which is super affordable, like $1.25. But for someone trying to get a job or housing, having access to an affordable test can be a real game changer.
That's a great point. This shows how the MRC considers the practical needs of the people they're serving, recognizing that something as simple as a drug test can be a barrier.
Totally. And finally, let's not forget the first aid kit, essential, right? You might think, oh, I can just grab one anywhere for $10. But for someone experiencing homelessness or living in tough situations, a first aid kit can be a lifeline. We're talking wound care, preventing infections. It's about basic health and dignity.
It is, and it's just incredible to think about. All these items, worth well over $100, right, are available completely free of charge thanks to the MRC and the people who support them.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The MRC is entirely funded by donations. So every dollar donated directly translates into these life-saving resources. It's amazing.
It's a powerful example of community support in action. People are literally coming together to provide these essential tools and create a safety net for those who need it most.
So we've kind of explored this shopping list of resources and the amazing impact it has. But the MRC does so much more than just that.
Yeah, so much more. They go beyond just products, They offer a holistic approach to well-being. One of their most impactful programs is the free 1-hour physical health check-in.
Okay, so walk me through this. What happens during a health check-in?
Well, it starts with a basic assessment of vital signs, blood pressure, oxygen levels, that kind of thing. It's like a check engine light for your body,
I like that analogy. It's about catching those early warning signs.
Yeah.
Before they become bigger problems.
Exactly. And then it gets really interesting. They work with each individual to develop a personalized wellness plan.
So it's not just a quick checkup. And then you're on your way.
Yeah.
They're really investing in long-term well-being.
They are, absolutely. They provide tailored recommendations for lifestyle changes, nutrition, even supplements. And here's the key. It's all facilitated by a health coach.
Okay, so that's a huge value add, right?
Yeah.
Having someone to guide you, answer your questions, provide support can make all the difference. When it comes to making sustainable changes,
Yeah, it's all about empowering individuals to take control of their health, not just addressing the immediate needs.
and of course they integrate harm reduction resources and sexual health services into the health check-in. Truly holistic approach. But let's dig deeper into this whole concept of harm reduction. It's often misunderstood.
It is, you're right. Harm reduction is about meeting people where they are, without judgment, and offering practical tools to minimize potential harms.
It's about acknowledging that people make choices for all sorts of reasons. And instead of trying to force change, it's about providing support and resources for safer practices.
Exactly. Think about it like this. If someone is struggling with alcohol addiction, harm reduction might involve encouraging them to drink water between alcoholic beverages or setting limits on how much they consume. It's not about condoning or enabling. It's about reducing the negative consequences.
So applying that same principle to drug use, the MRC providing Narcan, that's a perfect example of harm reduction in action.
It is. Absolutely. Narcan can reverse an opioid overdose, potentially saving a life. It's powerful. It's a tool that can empower anyone to become a first responder in a crisis situation.
And it's important to emphasize, Narcan isn't just for people who use drugs. Imagine a parent who has a teenager experimenting, or someone who has a loved one who's prescribed opioids after surgery.
Exactly. Having Narcan on hand could mean the difference between a tragedy and a life saved. It's like having a fire extinguisher in your home. Just being prepared.
That's a powerful point. It shifts the conversation from judgment and stigma to preparedness and compassion. And speaking of compassion, the MRC doesn't just focus on the physical aspects of health. They also provide moral support
Yeah.
and resource navigation.
Yeah, that's a crucial element. They recognize that health challenges often come with these emotional and mental burdens.
Imagine feeling lost, overwhelmed, scared because of a health issue, right?
Yeah.
The MRC is there to listen, offer encouragement, and connect individuals with the appropriate services.
It's about creating that safe space for men to talk about their struggles and access the support they need. Sometimes just having someone to talk to can make all the difference.
So we've talked about the products, the health check-ins, the moral support, the harm reduction approach. It's truly a comprehensive model. But all of this comes at a cost. So how does the MRC manage to provide all of this for free?
Well, the MRC relies entirely on the generosity of the community. Every single resource, every program is made possible through donations.
That's incredible. It speaks to the power of collective action. People coming together to support their neighbors, to create a safety net, to literally save lives.
And every donation, no matter the size, makes a difference. A $45 donation could provide a Narcan kit. A $10 donation could cover those fentanyl testing strips.
It's a reminder that even small acts of generosity can have this ripple effect and contribute to something so much larger than ourselves.
Absolutely. And it's not just about financial contributions either. The MRC also welcomes volunteers, people donating their time and skills to support the mission.
So if someone wants to get involved, but maybe can't make a financial contribution, volunteering is a great option. They can help with outreach, administrative tasks, event planning. There's so many ways to contribute.
It really is. And you know it's not just about the money either. It's about people's time and energy as well.
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
for our listeners in Stanislaus County, let's talk about how men can directly access these incredible resources.
Yeah, the MRC has made it so easy to get the help you need. Their website, missrer-center.org, is a great place to start. It has this free resource tab where you can request what you need online.
So you can do it all from home. That's fantastic. So what happens after you submit a request?
Well, the MRC is all about flexibility, meeting people's needs. They can arrange to meet you in person, leave resources at a safe location. You can even pick them up directly. It's all about removing those barriers.
This all sounds fantastic. But I'm curious, we keep talking about the value of donations. And I'm sure some people are wondering, if these services are free, how can the MRC assure to keep doing this vital work?
That's a great question. And the answer is pretty simple. The MRC relies entirely on the generosity of individuals and the community. Every donation, big or small, has a direct impact on their ability to offer these services.
So if someone is listening to this and feels moved to support the MRC, what's the best way for them to do that?
The easiest way is through their website, mr-center.org. They have a secure donation platform there. You can make a one-time contribution or even set up a recurring donation.
Okay, that's awesome. But what about those who maybe can't donate financially right now? Are there other ways to help?
Absolutely. Volunteering is a fantastic way to make a difference. The MRC relies on dedicated volunteers. to help with all sorts of things: outreach, event planning, administrative tasks, resource distribution, all of it.
I can only imagine how rewarding it must be to know you're contributing to saving lives and
And
improving men's health in your community.
Oh, it is. It really is. And even if you can't donate or volunteer right now, you can still be a powerful advocate for the MRC. Talk to your friends and family, your colleagues, spread the word about the work they're doing. Share their website on social media. Anything helps.
Right, it's all about raising awareness, breaking down the stigma that often prevents men from seeking help. Every conversation can make a difference.
You got it. This deep dive has been incredible, really exploring the impact of the Men's Resource Center. It's a reminder that even small acts of generosity, whether it's donations, volunteering, or just spreading the word, can create a ripple effect and build a safer, healthier, and more compassionate community.
It's a powerful message. And to our listeners, if you're inspired by what you've heard today, visit millar-center.org. To learn more, get involved, and support this work. Remember, even small actions can make a huge difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It really is. It's amazing. And I think this deep dive has been incredible. Exploring the impact of the Men's Resource Center. It's a reminder that even those small acts of generosity, whether it's through donations or volunteering or even just spreading the word, can really create a ripple effect and help build a safer, healthier, and more compassionate community.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a powerful message. And to our listeners, if you're inspired by what you've heard today, please visit msar-center.org to learn more, to get involved, and to support this vital work. Remember, even small actions can make a huge difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.